You know, guys, it's about that time of the year again where absolutely nothing is happening in Call of Duty. I mean, guys, no matter which way you want to look, there is a significant drought when it comes to content, when it comes to interest, when it comes to engagement, when it comes to player counts. Everything involving Call of Duty around this point in the year is literally like a barren wasteland. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you could go inside the mind of a fanboy and gooch licker and just see how little there is of anything in there, that is essentially the state of Call of Duty right now. And it begs the question, how are we possibly here right now in a game like Black Ops 6 where apparently there was like a 4-year development cycle and now it's not the case because, you know, in order for Black Ops 7 to even sound remotely decent, we need to create this cope that the 4-year development cycle didn't go to BO6, it actually went to BO7. Anyways, if it isn't obvious by everybody's content here on YouTube and the Call of Duty scene, it's pretty apparent that the entire franchise is just uninteresting as all fuck. Whether we're talking about MW 2019 Part 4, which we did in my last video, or we're talking about BO7 and BO7 leaks, the interest is starting to dip again very, very quickly, which is super fucking alarming, but that's the reality of it. And it begs the question, is BO6 the worst Call of Duty of all time? And I know what some people's gut instinct is here. You're either on the side where immediately you're like, yeah, absolutely, Black Ops 6 is the worst Call of Duty of all time, or you could be on the other end of it talking about, you're always talking so much shit about Call of Duty, you're just hating for views, I'm gonna unsubscribe, I'm disliking.
It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
Oh no, bro, please don't do that. Black Ops 6 is totally not one of the worst Call of Duties of all time. Stupid ass motherfucking pussy bitch. But before we get into it, guys, and before I get into telling you my honest opinion and take as to whether or not Black Ops 6 is the worst Call of Duty of all time, I'm gonna need you to do me a quick favor, man. You know the drill. Smack the absolute dog shit out of the like button. Subscribe if you're new. We're getting closer and closer to 50,000 subscribers. The last few videos I've been doing absolutely fucking insane. Keep that shit going. You know what to do down in the comments below. Hashtag Fooly50. And guys, let's get right into this. So, when it comes to Black Ops 6 and the interest level, okay, because this is very important when you start thinking about whether or not this is popularity-wise one of the better Call of Duties of all time. Well, if you take a look at what we're dealing with here in Season 4, which is just one season after the beloved VERDANSK returned to Call of Duty, not Black Ops 6, but the Call of Duty HQ currently on Steam can't even break 70,000 24-hour peak players, which is abysmal. Like, that is absolutely horrendous. And is that low-hanging fruit to get some of the gooch lookers and, you know, the Call of Duty ape fanboys out there to start rattling around and start going crazy and crying and shitting themselves in the comment section? Absolutely, but it also begs the question, like, why is that the case? And, you know, for argument's sake, I think I should provide some context or maybe some evidence that may or may not point towards the fact that Black Ops 6, objectively, is a shitty game. I'm gonna show you guys a ton of things that I just found out here on Reddit, not even from the last week. These are some of the screenshots that I already have. People talking about what the hell is up with these 20-minute matchmakings. Some people talking about anyone else's lobbies actually insane lately. Just quit like 5 matches in a row, man. Lobbies are filled with straight up movement demons and professional snipers. This just isn't fun anymore. Am I doing something wrong, or is this just how it is for most employed people at the moment? Well, unfortunately for bro, that's just because this game has died so goddamn much that the majority of the only people still around are absolute fucking sweatlords. Which also contributes to this. How long it takes to find a game of TDM in BO6 versus a COD from 14 years ago. It takes significantly longer in BO6 to find a match of TDM. By the way, the most populated game mode of all goddamn time in the most recent Call of Duty title than a Call of Duty title from 14 fucking years ago. This guy just point blank period just says, how do I have negative COD points? ACTIVISION, hello? What the hell? There's this other guy who thinks Activision is testing bots in multiplayer, and as you can see, he's in a lobby filled with literally everybody on his team and the enemy team, other than him and one other person, with a clan tag that says Iris. And as it turns out, there's only two explanations. One is that maybe it's the possibility that Activision actually is testing out bots in multiplayer, which is fucking wild to think about. Or what a lot of people are insinuating is that these are purchased bot lobbies for people to boost. Huh? Now, I don't really care which way you want to spin it. Neither of those two options are remotely good or point to a healthy game, because that should not be possible. And I got a really fun one out here for a lot of the CDL fans. I know there's a lot of people out there that enjoy the CDL, some people don't. My stance is that I personally enjoy it, and I'm going to be tuning into champs this weekend. But this comes out 2 weeks ago from one of the professional players. His name is Envoy. He says, 7 days after Major 3, with approximately 3 weeks left to champs, CDL accounts are on the 3-month-old patch. Retail accounts are on Season 4, and CDL is insisting we will be playing on Season 3.5 for champs, although there is no way to play on it currently because Codcaster has been broken all season. Pretty much what he's saying is that the pros who are playing this shit for literally millions of dollars a season aren't even playing on the current version of Black Ops 6 because there's been a bug that has been festering, I guess, for the last however many months since the launch, and they've not done jack shit about it. It's literally just Codcaster. If you've ever done a private match, it's literally the basic functions of being able to spectate people on the goddamn map, and it's been fucked up since launch, and now it's actually affecting their game because they're not playing the current game, which is ridiculous to think about because these are your professional players. But I digress, guys. Let me not get too ahead of myself. If we got to talk about that in a future video, we will. Ladies and gentlemen, Black Ops 6 currently has several different issues. The last time I streamed this game, I'm not joking, I crashed 5 fucking times. Now, when it comes to Black Ops 6, considering everything we just talked about, plus everything I've been talking about since the beta, since before the launch, I am very tempted to tell everybody that Black Ops 6, it's one of the worst Call of Duties of all time, but is it the worst? And that is where the whole question arises. Now, all of the gooch lickers out there, I can already tell, you guys have been anticipating me just flat out saying Black Ops 6 is the worst Call of Duty of all time because you want to try to reinforce and validate this statement that I'm just a rage baiter and I say the exact same shit as everybody else, but unfortunately, that's not the case. That's right. So all the scat scribers out there and everybody else that watches my videos constantly, you might genuinely think I believe Black Ops 6 to be the worst Call of Duty of all time, but I don't. And that's crazy to say. But it's not because Black Ops 6 is better than what people are making it out to be when they're talking shit about it. It's because, believe it or not, there's actually Call of Duty games that are still shittier than this. And that is not a compliment of Black Ops 6. That is a complete fucking roast of some of the worst Call of Duties of all time as contenders for this title. I still stand on my belief that Modern Warfare 2019 is the worst Call of Duty multiplayer experience for 6v6 that I have ever played. And listen, I am taking into account Call of Duty Ghost, Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare, World War II, the first half, Black Ops 4 for a lot of people, Vanguard, Cold War, MW 2019 Part 2. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot of duds here in the franchise. But my personal belief is that that title still goes to MW 2019 for the god-awful ripple effect that it has had on Call of Duty ever since. And yes, while Black Ops 6 still suffers from a lot of those same dog shit issues like SBMM, microtransaction spam, cringy ass cosmetics and crossovers, disbanding lobbies, extended matchmaking times, etc., as much as I can say Black Ops 6 is a complete and utter shit show, MW 2019 is still that title for me. And that's not to say Black Ops 6 is not shitty, because I'm gonna be straight up, it is a dog shit game. Black Ops 6 sucks. And everybody else that has that cope that BO7 is going to be good because BO6 had to be shit in order to have that development time and cycle go to BO7, all you're telling me is that once again, for like the 5th fucking time, BO6 is the BO7 beta. And if that's the case, you're telling me BO6 sucks. And it is shit. But even with that objective fact, I still think 2019 Part 2 is worse. To an extent, I still think Ghost is worse, which would then mean Black Ops 6 is like a bottom 5, 4, even 3 Call of Duty game of all time. But in my opinion, from my experience, as somebody who's been playing the franchise for the last 15 years, Black Ops 6 is not the worst Call of Duty of all time. Now, that is still subject to change because, as you guys know, we are only in Season 4, which is crazy because we're having this conversation as if Black Ops 6 is done and dusted, but let's be honest, it pretty much is, especially if we're going to continue with the notion that Black Ops 6 has to be in this state for Black Ops 7 to be greater, which is fucking ridiculous, but whatever, I guess. I wouldn't be surprised if for Season 4 Reloaded, Black Ops 6 actually gets worse. I wouldn't be surprised if for Season 5 it got worse. I've been hearing a lot of people tell me that Season 6 is apparently chalked and it's canceled so that they can save that content for BO7, which again is just, Jesus Christ, I mean, this franchise is a fucking joke. So perhaps we can revisit this question and argument at the end of the life cycle officially right before BO7 goes up, but I'm gonna stand on the firm belief that BO6 has solidified itself somewhere around the bottom 5 Call of Duties of all time. And this is coming from a longtime Treyarch fan, okay? Black Ops 1 is my favorite Call of Duty of all time. BO2 is my second favorite Call of Duty of all time. Black Ops 3 I thought was actually really, really good. And honestly, this is a very unpopular opinion, but I thought BO4 was actually a really fun game. Once again, disproving the notion that a lot of these gooch lookers have, which is, oh my god, all you do is hate reviews.
Shut up, bitch! Oh my god!
Black Ops 4 was a fun game. Ingrain that into your brain. And I'm not even gonna bother mentioning Black Ops Cold War. That game fucking sucks balls, camel balls, fucking tortoise balls, moose balls. But it just so happens that Black Ops 6 is even worse. And if you have it as the worst Call of Duty of all time, I don't even blame you. But if you somehow have this as like a top 5, even a top 7 Call of Duty of all time, I think you're smoking Mandingo, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think about all this. What are your thoughts on this big question that we have? Is Black Ops 6 the worst Call of Duty of all time? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with my newest videos. And yeah, guys, it's been the boy Fooly. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out of here. Peace.